Hey there, everybody. Welcome back. We're here for another session of The
Hands.
Hands.
Of.
Oh shit.
Death! We'll get
Why
it.
every time?
It's got to be natural. We got to get it naturally. We can't redo it if we screw it up.
I
It's
agree.
true, it's true.
Uh thanks everyone. We're heading into session 21 here, getting closer and closer to the climax, the overall climax of our story. If you're watching this on YouTube, thanks for tuning in. I noticed our last episode got like 100 views, which is crazy to me. I don't know who's watching this thing, but somebody is. Um
And if it's a bunch of bots, like thanks bots.
Yeah.
Like, we're here producing content for you.
Yeah, honestly, I'll feed the AI generation machine. That's cool, I guess. It's not.
In the
It's not
comments,
cool.
will you tell us what your favorite character is? Like, who's your favorite player? And why
Yeah.
is it
Yeah.
Yeah.
And why is it me?
Yeah, let's have a popularity contest right away so we
Thank
can
you.
just really expose the insecurities of everybody.
I need it.
So does anybody want to give me a recap of what happened last time? I know it's been a while. I know what happened last time because I refreshed myself with the notes in the episode, so I'm happy to weigh in if people need me to. But I would like you folks to tell me if you can.
Can I do this? I have like
Yes.
a lot of notes. It's kind of amazing.
Yeah.
And it ends with like a great all cap sentence. Okay. So we start out our session. This was absolutely a whole month ago. Amazing. We are in Esther's studio and there's a knock on the door, and Ophelia's butler, whose name I don't remember, Watson.
There you go. Got
comes
it.
in, and he's like taunting us, and he's like looking at the sculptures, and he's like raising his eyebrow at us, and then he like leaves. And we decided to follow him because that's clearly the only thing to do. And he's got this like fancy book where he's like writing notes about Lily. And we're like, we gotta do this. So we go and chase him through fruit carts and hills, and like we got some students interacting with us. And we win the contest, which is to get his book, which is awesome. Did we get the book? Or
No,
did
so
we-
the contest was to follow him without being noticed, which you successfully did.
we did
And
that.
then you got a page out of his book, but I'll let you continue.
Incredible. Okay, so Watson goes to this mansion, and there's like pillars, and there's guards everywhere, and there's like a lock on chain on a gate, and it's like very spooky and like don't enter this place. But this place was where Ophelia may or may not live. Is that correct?
No, it was the Oscar Ermaz mansion.
That's right. Thank you. Okay, Oscar Maz's mansion, and we're like, well, we got to go in here. So so Esther's like, we should dump a barrel of rotten fruit at the at the mansion's guard's feet and like try to like get into this mansion. And but instead we were like, we should go see Ernie. So like we did all that for something. I don't remember what for, but we were like, okay, let's go see Ernie. Also, Felicity is still with us. And we take our time and we go to Paraconessa Books. There's more fruit, rotten fruit in places. And Paraconessa Books is not like it used to be. It's now surrounded by super feisty guards that are just like so alert. They're so alert that we're like, okay, we have to like maybe start a fire somewhere. I mean, and by we I mean just my character, just Florence. And so we're like, okay, we're gonna get onto the roof across the street. One of us is going to light the fruit on fire and roll it down the road so it creates a nice distraction for some of the guards. The guards are indeed alarmed, and we swing our way into the balcony, all four of us. We are in the room where Oscar's body was poisoned, and Oscar's body is gone. In the secret room, everything has been cleared out. We hear like a wrestling noise in the rafters, and it's Ernie, and Ernie's there, and Esther's like, hey, minions, get me rats to feed Ernie, and the minions somehow get rats up to us, and we feed Ernie. The guards are like running around, but they don't see us, and somehow we get to have like a discussion with Ernie. Ernie's doing groovy.
So I just want to jump in here real quick. The reason the guards didn't find you is because you hid in the secret room behind the bookcase that, despite having everything removed from it, the guards apparently didn't know about. So yeah,
Oh, that's one of those GM details.
Yeah. Ominous. All right. Ernie's like, hey, there's a cellar entrance in the mansion, and you'll be able to get through there. And then what else happened?
you asked Ernie a bunch more questions that I hope you remember.
I did not take very many notes on this part. I was too entertained by like rotting fruit barrels, but it's fine.
I can check my notes really quick.
Love it.
The fact that you both take notes is insane to me. That's like a really good player trait. It's one I don't have, and it's crazy, but I appreciate it.
We learned that
Steph is my ward. Or wait, no, you're my teacher.
I'm your hero, baby. Okay, so we did the rite of repurpose, or let's see, they did to like get Ernie in his body, and he was like, the acceptance of the transference of souls to the body matters a lot. That's why it's successful. And we were like, okay, I highlighted that. So then there's like some details we learned, but eventually we're like, we got to get out of this building, and now we're on the run.
Yes. It's a pretty good fill-in of what happened. Yes, you were noticed by the squadron of 5 guards, the captain included, and you went charging off down an alleyway trying to get away from them. Which means we'll be jumping into this session with another contest, because you're trying to get away from these guards before they catch you.
So. Do you want me to read my notes on what Oscar told us?
Yeah, yes. What Ernie told you.
Okay,
Yes.
I'm gonna read them verbatim so you can just figure it out.
Okay.
Using Lacuna things to use at Oscar's house for experiments. That doesn't make any sense. Cellar entrance in the back. Ernie gives us acid spit to melt through the fence. He explains the rite of repurpose to us, which means that you have to kill a previous body unless you're super powerful.
Mm-hmm.
Then you have to like prep the new body, and someone needs to want it for it to work. Like intent matters.
Yes.
And then at Oscar's house, we have insect collections, blood vials, body parts. I don't think that was important. Wow, I didn't write very good notes.
No, that's pretty good. That was a lot of the information he told you.
Okay.
Yeah. So Esther, Florence, Felicity, and Lily go charging off down the street through this cramped alleyway of Chandla, with a light misty rain pouring down and the eerie blue lights of spirits hovering around the ghost rods, decorating the skyline above. 5 Verdanthi church guards hustle down the alleyway behind them, their boots splashing in the puddles of water on the ground, clacking on the cobblestones. And you hear the captain yell out, "Stop! Stop in the name of the High Verdant! Stop!" And we'll go right into a contest. So, just a reminder of how contests work. There's going to be a number of exchanges where we'll all roll dice. Sometimes you would choose a representative. In this case, we'll all be rolling the dice. And the highest roller out of the contest gets a point. Once you get 3 points or 3 victories, you have successfully gotten what you want out of the contest. If you succeed with style, you get 2 points. 2 victories in that case. So the guards are going to try to get victories, and you folks are going to try to get victories. In this case, I'm just going to have the guard captain get help from his servants. I guess his subordinates, while he rolls to catch you, and then you folks will try to get away individually. Because one person might get caught and the other person might not. For Felicity, we're going to assume that her connection to Lily means that she'll be pulled along anyway. So if Lily can get away, then, Felicity probably will as well. So we'll just worry about the three of you. So, let's set this up. Help me describe this scene. Let me lay on some aspects for the alleyways you're running through here that you can use. I'll lay down a couple here. So we are in a cramped and twisted alleys and streets. It would be broken down buildings and debris. How do you spell debris? I'll spell debris.
B-R-I-S.
With an S.
Thank you.
Debris.
Broken down.
My Debris.
And let's see.
Deborah.
That was unexpected. Sorry. Okay, so I'm going to add these 3 aspects to the field, which Zero Free invokes. So we have cramped and twisted alleys and streets, broken down buildings and debris because you're in the poorer part of town. So there's a bunch of like ruined or burned out buildings or destroyed buildings around. So think about stuff like that. You know, you could use fate points to tag these aspects to have stuff happen to the guards as they're chasing you, or you can like knock into the side of the wall to drop something on them, something along those lines. They could of course use these aspects as well. And then there is increased guard patrols, which I don't know how you folks will make too much use of, but the guards definitely will. So don't forget you can roll to create advantages for each other in this contest as well, but just as a heads up, if you do that, if you take your roll to create an advantage, and you fail that roll, then you don't get to roll for the contest that turn, which means you would give your enemy a chance to get a victory when you didn't have a chance. So, does everybody understand what we're doing here? Anybody have any questions before we dive into this?
Makes sense.
Okay.
I get it.
Okay. In that case, I want each of you to describe to me what this scene looks like, what you're doing as you flee down this alleyway from the guards. Like, describe to me what your character's feeling or thinking, what you're doing, you know. Help me tell the story, and then I'll fill in what the guards are doing, and then we'll roll.
I mean, I think Esther is just straight up sprinting, and I think probably just knows to immediately split up and starts running in a different direction than the rest of y'all.
Okay. Do you say, like, let's split up, or do you just, like, take off?
I think Esther just sort of, like, frowns at the other 3 and then doesn't say anything, just takes off.
Okay.
Lily is feeling as passionate as always, and it's almost like a jungle gym of sorts. So I definitely want to get like kind of ninja-y, and like I want to like laser focus like a cat, and I'm ready to jump and slide around all of this crap, and I'm feeling very confident that my nimble abilities, as well as Felicity, as well as Felicity, I feel confident that like we'll be able to like zip around, but I'm so focused on looking at all of these obstacles and working around them that I have no idea what my teammates are doing.
Okay. Gotcha. And then Florence?
Florence's heart rate is like, we're pumping. We're like running real fast as she can. And she's looking around for places to hide because she's like, I know I cannot run forever. And these spry young guards behind us are very clever. And she's like, okay, what do I know about this area? And then she sees like Esther tally-ho away
Mm-hmm.
and is like, where does Esther want us to meet up after this? This is so obnoxious. And so she's like pissed also. Yeah.
Okay. I have 3 fate points because there's 3 PCs in this scene. You all have your refreshed values of fate points, whatever those may be, given your total number of suns. I think it's actually just 4 for each of you. And then here we go. So it sounds like Lily and Esther are just booking it pell-mell. So I think that's athletics. That's what it sounds like to me. You folks tell me if you disagree. And it sounds like the professor is using stealth, or maybe like, yeah, I think stealth is probably the best. I could see you creating an advantage for yourself using lore, Professor Florence, but I don't think you can use it to actually run away, right?
Right.
You could also use athletics if you're just booking it for this first round of the exchange. The guards, for their part, are just stormtrooper charging down behind you. They have these like clubs drawn. You know they're ready to take you to the cobblestone grounds and beat you senseless and drag you in for questioning.
Mm-hmm.
Love it.
All
right.
I think maybe actually what Esther is specifically going to do after breaking off is going to try to find an open window, jump into it, and then jump out the other side of that building.
Nice. Okay, that'll be a good invoke. So I'm going to roll athletics for the Church Tower Captain with a +2 bonus because he can have 2 of his guards help him as he does so. and then everybody else can roll their respective skills depending on what you're doing.
Mhm.
Oh my god.
Oh, that's also hold on,
Oh my god.
that's an 8.
It's so insane.
Wow, this guy, you know, there was a burning fruit cart. He's been led around by the nose by you folks for like a long time. He's done. And so in an incredibly impressive devotion to his work, he's just charging it. He's just like, and he's just coming right behind you like a freight train. So yeah, beat an 8.
Cool.
Do we have to
cool,
collectively
cool.
beat an 8 or individually beat
Individually, beat an
Individually.
8.
Was that your first like all 4 in this game? I think it was.
I've had like one other one, I think. So remember, if he wins this one, he'll probably succeed with style, but that'll just get them 2 victories. They'll be 1 victory away from winning the contest, but you could let this one go by if you wanted to save your fate points.
I'm going to try to make an invoke for myself, like I mentioned.
Okay.
So may I roll burglary?
Yeah. Oh, I see. You're trying to like break into a place and then like slip through there. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. You can try that. You're trying to create an advantage, basically. All right.
Correct.
Okay. Let me roll against you. I'm gonna use the guard's notice for this, because I feel like they would have to notice you. You know.
Mm-hmm.
So here we go. Oh, wow. All right. Succeed with style, why don't you? I'm not going to bother spending an invoke on that. So let's call this... Thief's Passage. And you'll get 2 free invokes on that, Esther. So only Esther can use this because they created it. So you could...
And then I think I'm gonna fail the roll.
Okay. Sounds good.
Lily, are you adding in anything to yours?
Like, I guess I'm curious who, because there's all 3 of us are running. So if I take this fail, I want to, like, how many people am I up against? Is it just still the whole lot of them?
Yeah, it's the guard captain. So the way this works is that like each of you, the guard captain needs to score 3 victories against each of you individually, and when he does, he catches one of you. So like since Esther's taking the fail, the guard captain has 2 victories against them. So if you were to take the fail, the guard captain would have 2 victories against you, and yeah. And you could stick together and help each other, but I'm still measuring it individually.
Okay, then in that case, I also will take the fail.
Okay. Interesting choice.
Okay. um, so
Wait, but he has to have 3 victories
Yeah, so he'll need one more.
for me personally.
Yeah, so he'll need one more.
So the fact that we both took the fail isn't a dumb thing. It's fine.
Yeah.
Okay, then yeah, I am gonna take it.
We're essentially betting that the next, I believe, 3 contests.
He won't roll so dang high.
He won't roll 4.
Unlikely. All right. Wow. Okay, so I would like to use I'd like to use my like knowledge of the place around here to like look for a place to actually hide or to and I think that's stealth and
Okay. Sure. It could also be lore if you want to take it that way.
we'll take lore anytime.
Okay. Cool. Let me set. He's not opposing you to that. That's like knowledge of your thing. So, Difficulty of knowing your way around a poorer ranked district that can change frequently because of broken down buildings and debris. Let's put the difficulty for that at 4.
Okay.
Okay, so that's 1 success, so you get 1 free invoke on this.
Excellent.
I'm gonna call it Intimate. Wow, I cannot spell today, gang. I'm just gonna make this easier on myself. So only Professor Florence Allegard can make use of her knowledge of the area. There we go. Okay, so you succeeded. So you could use that free invoke right now to kick your stealth roll of 1 up, but it's unlikely you're going to beat that 8 that I came in with swinging.
It's nearly impossible. Okay, so I'm just going to do my stealth roll, and I'm not going to use it yet.
Okay, so you fail as well. All right.
Yeah, but let me actually roll.
Okay. I thought you already did. All right.
A 2.
Yay. All right, so the guard captain has 2 victories against each of you. So he charges down the street. Esther, you see like 2 of them break off and come charging after you, and you're like trying to get this like door open with your lockpicks to like slip through somebody's house. You pick the lock and like you get in, but you hear them like slam the door open and they're charging right behind you. The guard captain is heading directly for Lily and Florence, just like charging down the street. And you hear him like make this high-pitched whistle, and you see a number of other guard patrols coming down different streets and alleyways that seem to appear out of nowhere, coming right for you to close you off in a pincer maneuver. It does not look good. All right, next exchange. The guard captain's going to roll athletics skin with that +2 bonus.
Okay.
What's everybody else doing?
Well, that's a great question.
Panic.
I would like to utilize my partner and create an advantage because I am essentially working with 2 bodies. So we're cornered. I want to use Felicity to climb the side of a building. Like we help, like, yeah, like I'm jumping on her shoulders, grabbing like a windowsill or a bar, and then I can pull her up, and we are essentially able to just get out of reach of the guards quickly.
Like,
okay.
Create an
Florence and I are
advantage
over
of some kind.
Florence and I are over here playing Thief Deadly Shadows, and like Lilith is doing like some Assassin's Creed bullshit.
Yeah.
Yeah, precisely. Yes.
So
it takes 2.
Are you trying to create an advantage using Felicity, or are you trying to like just get away? Make your contest roll.
I mean, I want both because
you can do both.
I have an advantage because she's there.
Yeah, so you can
how shall I do that?
You can do both, but if you blow the created advantage roll, like if you don't successfully do that, then you lose your contest roll. So the guard captain rolls against you unopposed. Okay.
Is crafts, because I'm crafting a tool using human bodies, is that plausible?
No, absolutely not. But I would let you roll empathy because that's the ability you use to control Felicity. So you could do that to control her and act in perfect sync. Or you could roll athletics if or you could phrase it as like you're just telling her what to do in a very, important manner.
Yeah, I'll roll empathy. And just to speed up time, I don't have to explain to her what we're doing. I just make her do what we're doing.
Okay. I'm going to oppose that with the Church Tower Captain's athletics. So here we go. Go ahead and roll empathy. Ooh, I got a 4.
Ugh. Okay. Okay. I will use some fate points, I guess. Let's see.
If it helps, you have some pretty sick invokes available to you.
What I do? Which ones?
They aren't free. Like you still have to use
I
a vote
see.
point, but
Oh, yes, of course. Well, sure. I will tag the broken down buildings and debris because there are many places for me to grab onto.
Yeah.
And I think that would slow down a beefy guard.
Now we're
Versus-
playing Fate, baby. Now we're playing Fate. All right.
So that will be one of my fate points.
So are you re-rolling or are you taking the +2?
I'll take the +2.
Okay.
And then I will also tag does what it takes a fighter, a survivor, because obviously I have no choice but to succeed.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, and you're also manipulating Felicity, which I think is sufficiently morally questionable in this case. All right, cool. So what the heck? Okay, there we go. All right, so you get
I always, every time I use any of these buttons, I break something.
Yeah, but it's okay. It's working a little better now. The question is, do I want to use one of my rolls to prevent you from creating this advantage? No, I'll save it for the actual action roll. Okay, so you get one free invoke with this. We're going to call this Skyway. To the rooftops. Now let's make it something a bit more effective. Paired climbing maneuvers. Okay, hold on. There we go. One free invoke. Put it on the screen. Felicity and Lily make use of that. Okay, so you set up the advantage. You didn't fail, so you still get to roll in the contest roll. Does anybody else want to create advantages for themselves before we go to the contest roll?
I'm ready.
Okay.
I think I'm also ready.
Okay, here we go then. Guard captain's rolling with a +2 bonus. You folks can roll the appropriate skills you think you should roll.
Oh
Oh
my gosh, are you kidding?
my gosh.
I quit.
We're gonna die.
I
Wow.
quit.
I mean, the dice have spoken, gang. That's absurd. That's absurd.
This captain is the hardest boss.
He is like he's shoot, what's the word?
Like a demigod.
Yeah,
Like
no.
a jerk.
He's dedicated. He is dedicated. This is what he does. You know? I think what it is that he's been waiting his whole career for this, for just one good chase.
Probably.
I love a good chase.
I love a good chase. Well, you got some free invokes and you got fate points, so you might be able to stop this here. We'll see. It depends on what you roll.
All right.
So Lily is definitely rolling athletics.
Mhm.
Go ahead, Esther.
I'm gonna take a different tact, and I'm not sure if. Well, anyways, I'm gonna try to like hide in plain sight amongst one of the places that I like jump through a window into.
Totally.
I don't know. Do you think would that be deceive or would it be stealth?
Up to you. I think either one works. It depends on how you phrase it, right? If you like slip into a bakery and you throw on an apron and a hat and you're over in the corner with like a flour sack, that could be deceive. Or like if you hide in a closet or like an oven or something, then that would be stealth, right?
Okay, that's significantly funnier. The idea of Esther quickly putting on a hat and just being like, "No, shut up! Just let me sous chef."
Everybody's
So
looking
even
at
though I
you
have-
weird. Yeah, go ahead.
Even though my stealth is higher than my deceive, that sounds hilarious. I'm gonna roll deceive.
That's amazing.
Okay, here we go.
Uh-huh.
Oh.
Oh man.
Oh my
Yikes.
gosh. 9 difference.
I feel okay. Yeah, I'll tell you what. I feel like this.
He goes to the restaurant often. He knows the sous chef.
He had a part-time job in the restaurant back in the day.
the guard captain
You
is
don't
like,
work
wait a minute,
here."
you're not part of the staff. No, I do think what this does compel though is a striking vanity because like I'm gonna say the reason you failed is because you took the time to like get the hat and apron just right so it looked good.
Wow.
So I'll
Wow, compel it though. What does that mean?
that means that I'll give you a fate point for this basically, right? So you chose to roll a lower skill, and had I compelled you beforehand, you would have rolled a lower skill anyway. So like, I think that makes sense. It's like a retroactive compel. So you could compel. What you could do right now, Tony, and I know that I understand you have issues with this, but a reroll here is actually not a bad idea. Just saying. You got 3.
Don't try to talk all understanding and bullshit. Like, hey, listen.
Listen.
I see what you've been through. Don't try to turn that chair around like and try to have a beer with me. No.
Listen.
Absolutely not. I am not going to reroll on principle.
Listen, champ. I've been where you are, and rerolling, it's the right move here.
It is the right move.
Absolutely not. No, I am okay. Now watch this wizard bullshit that I'm about to pull off.
Okay, remember you can only invoke each aspect once, so you can't use both of your Thief's Passage invokes.
Okay, so here's what I'm gonna do. I'm going to immediately take back what I just said and re-roll using Thief's Passage.
I like it.
Wow. Yep. So I guess here we go.
Okay. Significantly better.
Love it.
I mean, it's only one better if you think about it.
It's 3 better.
Yes, I know, but it's only one better than if I'd just taken the +2. Okay, all right. So here's what else I'm gonna do. I'm going to tag myself. I'm gonna use 1 fate point to tag a striking vanity.
Okay.
So
how does that come into it? I mean I can kind of see it, but
I think there's probably someone like who like busts in through the door and like starts to see me like not quite knowing what I'm doing, but then Esther's like, no, and looks at someone else who is like, I don't know, chopping an onion or some shit. And then Esther's like, okay, I can do this, and starts trying to chop the onion very well.
okay.
Okay.
Now we're watching the bear.
Okay. And then I'm gonna say what's theirs is mine as I realize that this just isn't convincing enough. So I think there's some other young sous chef who is like, I don't know, probably has like a lot of freckles and like just overall mousy face. And then Esther like follows them for a moment, just a moment, like into the back area, and then like shoves them into the corner, like knocking them out, taking their hat.
Okay, nice.
Okay, I can do this.
So remember, if you tie, then neither of you get a victory, but a complication arises, which I have a delicious one in mind. So if you want to tie, that'd be great.
That does sound pretty funny. Wait, how delicious are we talking?
It's almost literally delicious.
Okay, all right, that's great. And then I think growing confident, Esther then says that people are mine to use. I think Esther starts ordering people around.
To make the deceive more convincing. All right.
Yes. And people are like possibly even following what they say.
Yeah. Okay. Great. So that ties you. Do you want to try to push it over with one more if you can, or?
Okay, listen. There is sort of like a player, like GM trust that needs to occur here. You're sure it's delicious?
Yeah, I mean, it involves something delicious for sure.
All right, then hit me with the complication.
Okay, cool. We'll get to that in just a moment.
Great.
All right, let's see how Florence and Lily handle this massive +4 roll.
I'm so scared. Also, that was like so beautiful. This is gonna be like a Michelin star restaurant at this point. Like,
Like before Esther jumped in, they were
Yeah.
doing okay, but then like
Yeah.
suddenly people out in the front are like, this soup is delicious.
Should I go or do you want to go?
I will go. So I'm gonna use. Let's see. I think I need to do a little bit of deceiving here. So think I need to take off my green rope that I've got as I'm like running, and like maybe I turn a corner and I take it off, and I'm gonna like hook it somewhere as I'm like running by, and then like change directions the other place. So kind of like you see it. And I would like to use my ability knowledge of the area because there's just no way I'm rolling an 8. So and I would like to find somewhere that maybe there's let's get gross. Maybe there's somewhere that has like access to like freaking sewers and I can
Ooh.
get underground.
Okay, let's roll first to see where you're at before you start spinning your
Okay.
free invokes.
All right, here we go.
So hold on, you're rolling deceive? Okay.
Sorry.
Okay, not bad. Not bad to start off.
Yeah.
So
Um,
are we using knowledge of the area for that one free invoke or
Yes.
okay.
And then get myself a little +2 with that, right?
Yep, make sure you hit the free one and not the fate point action. Okay,
Oh,
there we go.
Sorry. All right.
Oh, Tony, don't forget, give yourself 1 fate point back after all the ones you spent because I compelled you.
Oh, I did.
Okay,
and I'm
good.
still at 1.
Nice. Okay.
And then I'm gonna use. Can I use? I'm too old for this in a way. As in like, I've been in this area a lot. Like we were here recently, and then I've been here many, many times in my assassin history.
Spin. Oh, okay. Yeah. All right. Yeah. So yeah, you have a lot of. So how does that manifest though? Like, how does the fact that you've been here so many times help?
Like I find a really good place to hide. Like I'm like I've been to the building that is now crumbling, but I know what the basement of this building looks like.
Cool. Yeah. Yeah. I'll take that.
Cool. Okay. And I feel like I need to save some fate points here, so I'm gonna
Take
should I
the
just go
complication.
for it? I feel like I need a win. Okay, hold on. Let me keep. How else could I use another fate point?
Don't forget about the situational aspects as well.
Oh yes, thank you. Well, it's a broken down building that I'm in, and the debris is also there. Let's see. Okay. Would love narrative help from people. How about
Think about how you can use the building and debris to like help hide yourself.
I can
like
help you
okay,
if you
so
need me.
I'm like my heart's pounding and I'm trying to be very quick, but suddenly I'm like able to get very calm or not calm, but just like I'm like okay, now we're gonna get really still and I'm gonna like barricade the front door and like move things across the threshold of this building I'm in, like a broken dresser or something, but like as quietly as I can. It's a kind of a noisy area we're in because slums are like that, they're loud.
Mhm.
And I'm like trying to move it across, so I'm kind of creating a barricade, and so it's harder to get into this building that I'm in.
Okay, sounds good. Kick that up to 10. I'm going to. So, I'm going to use one of my 3 fate points that I have for the scene to kick the guard tower captain's result up by 2. And I'm going to. Oh, I need to actually give myself GM fate points. Where do I do that? Ah, there we go. Look at that. That's so cool. I love this thing. All right. Kick myself up by 2 to meet you. So I'm also at 10 now. Because I'm trying to cause a complication. So the church tower captain has a, 'an, 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 ' he just knows. Like, he's looking around, he sees your green cloak, and he's like, classic, and just turns around and goes in the opposite direction. And then he sees, like, the skid marks in the dust and dirt where you pulled the door shut to hide in the basement, and he heads right down for it. And he's on the way there. Lily, let's talk about you versus an 8. Unless, Florence, you want to spend another fate point to try to beat me out. Because right now we're looking at a complication.
I'll let it slide.
Okay, complication coming in hot. All right, Lily, you're up. Beat an 8. What are you
Here
rolling?
we go.
Athletics, I feel like, is what you're rolling since you're doing this whole monkey bars
Yes.
routine with Felicity. Oh, no.
Cool. That's cool. Okay. It's like I'm watching my friends just waste their money. It's like, just give up. Just give up.
You could let
Yeah,
the story
you know
go that
what?
way.
I'm like, you're complicating two of them. Like,
Mhm.
what am I gonna, you know what? Okay, no. Okay.
Well, at this
Let's
point,
just, what?
the captain's after me. You're somewhere else.
Right. That's what I was thinking. Like,
That's
I'm
just-
already at an advantage, but I don't think that's the way we're playing this.
So the men are, like, after you, right? The guard captain's kind of representing the whole guard group, is the way I'm rolling. So, like, his orders are pushing them forward, but, like, Lily has, like, 4 or 5 guards, like, trying to get at her ankles and stuff. Esther has, like, 3 guards who, like, busted into the bakery and are, like, looking around. And the guard captain himself is, like, heading right for Florence.
I'm going to do something cute and controversial. I'm going to reroll
Nice.
using my free invoke, and depending on my reroll, we'll decide if I'm really going to fight for this win.
Crazy. All right. That's painful.
Yeah, so I'm going to fail, which is so bad.
Yeah, so Lily gets caught. So you're, like, doing these paired climbing maneuvers with Felicity and stuff, and you're, like, trying to get there. You're trying to get up, and you just feel your ankle, like, get brushed against by a guard hand, and then a like slightly taller guard reaches up and just grabs you right by the ankle, and they yank you down off. And Felicity goes, "Ah!" You hear this yell, and then before you know it, you're shoved to the ground. You're, like, have 3 or 4 guards on top of you. They, like, put a billy club around your neck and they pull it back. You feel your, like, burn victim disguise start to slip a bit as they're doing this, and they're like, you hear these gruff voices just saying, "Don't move, do not move." All right, next round of the exchange. We still got to resolve Florence and Esther to see what happens here. So complications coming in. So Esther, I promised you a delicious complication. What happens is that you are yelling out orders in this kitchen. People are, like, actually starting to pay attention to you. You know, stuff's getting made. The guards come storming in. There's a swarm of confusion that goes on with, like, the chefs and the waiters who are coming into the kitchen to try to figure out where the food's going, and all the guards, like, pushing everyone around trying to figure it out. And in all the commotion, this massive soup pot, and I'm talking huge, like, this is like a huge copper kettle pot that's probably, like, maybe, what would it be, like 4 or 5 feet in diameter, that's full with the soup du jour, just gets tipped over and spills everywhere. There's, like, hot soup going everywhere. Guards are slipping around. You're slipping around. It's a massive confusion. So I'm going to add this new aspect called hot soup spillage.
Not hot
That's
and
the name
sour
of my
together.
retro ska band.
It's a hot fruit soup.
It is not a hot fruit soup.
Hot fruit soup.
It goes everywhere. The guards are slipping in it. You're slipping in it. Both of you can use various invokes on this, and they're still, like, searching the kitchen for you. Florence, the guard captain, like, sees that the door is shut and just gives one solid hard kick to the building, and you see the door, like, to the basement slam open, and he peers around in the gloom of the basement looking for you, and then you both notice the beams of the basement cracking as the building begins to come down on top of you.
Okay. Wow.
Let's see.
Okay, I think I know my next move.
Great. This building's coming down. All right. What's your next move, Esther?
I think Esther starts yelling at the various employees, saying things like, "Look what just happened! What are you doing in my kitchen? Get out of here!" And like, "You there, do this!" And I think Esther maybe even like tries to grab a guard and tells him like, "You mop this up."
Okay. Yeah. Sounds good. Okay. So I'm gonna roll the guard's notice, the church tower captain's guard's notice here, because he's leading, he's like leading the squad for that, but I won't give him any bonuses. So rolling that, and then Florence, what are you doing?
Right, I'm gonna try and poison this guy.
What?
I have poison granulars from when we poisoned someone way back when. It's in my little inventory here.
Oh, okay.
I'm we're both in this basement and it's coming down on us, and I am going to use his I'm looking at my skills here. I'm like, which one works for this? Probably gonna be like a wrestle, because he has to ingest this, so it's probably gonna be like
Physique if it's wrestling.
Yeah, physique. And I'm gonna like tackle him down. I've got the granulars. I've got them in both hands. I'm not holding Killer Heart, and I'm gonna try and shove this in his mouth.
Oh, okay. Awesome.
Have you ever read Lord of the Rings? This is a bad idea.
Okay.
Only idea.
So Esther, I'm gonna roll the notice here, and you can roll. I'm guessing provoke.
Oh yeah, that's way better than deceive. Okay, yeah, I'll do that.
Okay. All right, here we go.
Come at me.
Oh, I finally didn't get a crazy roll. All right, so that's a succeed with style on your part, and then Florence, you're rolling physique. I'll roll the guard captain's physique here.
What the hell? 3 pluses? That's incredible.
Okay.
Lucky.
So I gotta talk about Esther first, because what did I roll here? I rolled 0. If I were to fate point, I could stop them from succeeding with style, which I think is worth a fate point to me. So because I don't think that Esther's going to spend their last fate point to stop me from doing that. So I'm going to tag. Let's see.
I thought you couldn't tag a fate point unless it was to tie or win.
No. You can spend a fate point to raise your success anytime you want. So like right now, I won't win, right? But if I raise my result of 3 up, so it's not less than 6, 3 less than 6, I'll stop Esther from succeeding with style, thus only netting them 1 victory instead of 2. So okay. It's worth a fate point to me to do that. So I'm gonna tag. I'll just tag a 6 cents for liars again. That makes the most sense. Since this is a different exchange, so we'll pump that up. I have 1 GM fate point left, and then Esther, you can respond if you want to like raise that up with your last fate point to get.
Yeah, bold of you to think I'm not going to use my last fate point to
Crazy.
keep this scene going.
Absurd. All right.
Yeah, all right. So I'm going to tag hot soup spillage.
Yeah.
As in, like Esther sees this one particular guard who seems to be onto them, and I think perhaps that's the guard who Esther like hands the mop to and says, "Look what you're doing to my kitchen. That like clearly you need to clean this up. Some respect for the guests at the front. Do you not think of the people who've come to this fine dining establishment?"
Yeah, you're putting him in his place, honestly. Like you see this moment where he has like this look of like resistance and like anger, and then it slowly starts to like fade away as you keep berating him, and you realize he's starting to believe like, oh crap, maybe okay, I'm sorry. Yes, I apologize. All right.
And as such, may I please name the succeed with style invoke?
Sorry. What do you mean?
Well, as in, like, I'd like to have a new aspect from succeeding with style.
Oh, you don't. In a contest, if you succeed with style, you just get 2 victories. It doesn't get you a new invoke.
Oh, that's such a bummer.
Yeah, sorry. I'll tell you what, though. I can change the name of Hot Soup Spillage.
Oh, see, that'd be great. Can you change the name of a hot soup spillage to? Damn, maybe they're a chef.
Yes. Okay.
That's incredible.
Okay. Cool. All right. So kick that up to 8. You did. Great. Okay, so you succeed with style. So Esther's got 2 victories now.
Good job.
But yeah, it's really the next contest will come down. All right, Florence, let's talk about you. I'm succeeding with style.
Yeah,
Even-
not for long. All right, what we're gonna do. I'm going to, use my fate point here. And let's see. Got knowledge. I keep having to move my character sheet around so I can see all these damn invokes that we've got here.
Yeah. You can double click the header of your character sheet to minimize it. That can help.
Building is coming down. That is terrifying. All right, so what we're gonna do is I'm going to, let's see. I feel like I gotta use my first adventure here. With great power comes great torment. And I'm going to, oh, actually, hold on. First we're gonna use the building is coming down. I'm going to encourage it to fall faster. And I'm going to hit one of the beams with my shoulder and then rush this guy.
Okay, so that costs a fate point because there's no free invokes there.
Yes.
Okay.
So let me activate, right?
So yeah, you slam into the side, you see like the beams crack, you watch a stone like fall right by the guy's foot, and he like turns in surprise. That gives you the jump on him.
Mm-hmm. And then I'm gonna use another fate point. And my motive for this is because I don't know that Lily's captured. And I'm trying to protect her. I'm trying to like get her forward and get her towards our big goal, which is get to the mansion so we can actually get her vengeance.
Mhm.
And Lilith is my ward for that.
Sure. Yeah.
Cool.
Okay, so Florence gets 1 victory. Now the question is, do I want to use my last fate point to stop you from doing that and capture you? Do you have any fate points left? You have 1. Yeah.
I do, but I'm trying to poison him, so if this works.
Yeah, it'll definitely apply an aspect to him, which means I definitely need to oppose this. So I'm going to oppose with heavily armored. So you go to like stuff this poison down his throat, and he has a heavily armored faceplate on. So I'll kick that up to 7 with my last GM fate point.
Amazing. Well then, we're gonna keep going. And I'm gonna use my last fate point here. Terrifying because I still need so many more. But I can't lose. Losing is dead. It'd be so sad. How about... Can I...
Wendy just posted rude in the chat.
We can't do it though. I've used both of my invokes, right?
You've invoked the buildings coming down, and Lily is my ward.
And knowledge of the area before.
Yes.
Does it
It
refresh?
doesn't go away. It's just the free one goes away. So you could invoke knowledge of the area again if you can find a way to bring it into it.
Great. Oh no, I
You-
don't want to fail, especially with the fate point. But maybe
you
I'll
could
need it later
also
for.
use some of the other free invokes that are just floating around.
So there aren't any free invokes floating around.
Or,
That...
sorry, I mean, so you could use a fate point with some of the other invokes that are floating around.
Right. If you fail here, Florence, you will lose because I'll get 1 more victory and then you'll get captured.
Exactly. I think I have to. All right.
Yeah, someone's gotta rescue me. Help.
You know. For this, I'm gonna do. feet. Can I use broken down buildings again?
You can only so if you haven't used this exchange yet, which you haven't, you can do it. You can tag it again.
Then I'm gonna tag broken down buildings again for this exchange.
Okay.
And I'm going to like as like I'm hitting his like face plate. This is like a small basement.
Mm-hmm.
Like we're even kind of crouched. It's probably hard to stand up fully. And I'm just gonna like force myself upwards so my back hits the ceiling of this basement, like the back of my head.
Mm-hmm.
And create just even more like seismic action happening.
Okay. How does that help you though?
I'm like, if I'm going down, we're both going down.
Okay.
like the building can collapse on both of us.
Okay. Sounds good. All right. So you like slam into him. Go ahead.
Yeah.
All right. I don't have any fate points left. So you rip the faceplate off and you shove the poison down his throat.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to go ahead and apply a situational aspect here for that.
Brutal. Oh my, that was wild.
Poisoned.
I miss fruit carts.
Everything was so easy when we had the fruit cart.
Fun.
Yeah, I mean, it was much easier.
All right. Next exchange. Lily, you're captured. They drag you up. They start dragging you away.
Let's do me next.
Yep.
Wendy's gonna be right back.
Oh, okay. So, no, yeah, I was just mentioning Wendy's out. So, in regards to you, Esther, so don't forget, before you make your contest roll, you can choose to try to create an advantage for yourself. It's just that if you blow that roll, then the guard captain rolls unopposed against you, right? So they would roll against like a passive thing, which is usually a lot easier. So yeah, just let me know what you're doing, Esther.
No, I think I'm going for it.
Okay. What are you rolling? Like, what are you doing now?
I think I think I'm going to try to steer any amount of guards who are in the kitchen into the front of house and try to shame them in front of everyone.
Okay. All right. That's crazy. Okay. Sounds good. That sounds like provoke. I'm going to roll notice against that again because like they're definitely trying to notice that you're not who you say you are. Okay. Florence, what about you?
Well, I don't know. I'm gonna.
So you shove the poison down his throat. He's coughing and hacking. You're in this basement that's coming down together. You can see like the fading light of the exit just ahead.
Yeah, I need to escape. So I'm gonna try and like get out of here while he's like choking and suffering.
Okay, sounds good. You charge away. So that's athletics, which I will roll the guard captain's athletics against you. Just independent this time, though, since he's been isolated. Okay, so let's deal with Esther first. Here comes the notice, Esther. Roll provoke. Ooh.
Nice job.
Dang. You gotta be kidding me. Okay. All right, and then here comes the athletics.
Okay.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's that.
All right. What a tangled web. Okay, so Esther, you get one victory, which wins in your case. Florence, the guard captain, takes a victory and catches you. So he's choking and gasping on this poison, and he like stumbles his way to his feet, and you're just about to get out of the building, and then he grabs a hold of you and brings you down to the ground, just like, and he holds you down, and then you hear like the final beam of the basement give way, and the whole thing starts to give in. So I need you to give me another athletics roll, and the guard captain will give an athletics roll as well. got 0 v the 2. All right. So go ahead and take 2 stress damage, Florence, that you can mark off.
Okay.
There we go. Physical stress. That'll stay until the scene's over. And then he gets on top of you and he holds you down and he like drags you out of the crumbling building just as it collapses. Just you feel your body like scraping against debris and wood, and he drags you out into the cold, wet, misty rain and like throws you down in the street, and you feel some guards slamming into you and like holding you down. Esther, you go out into the kitchen or go out into the dining room, and how do you dress these guards down and then get away?
I think Esther like just grabs. I imagine there being 2 of them. Grabs both of them like by like almost the scruff of their neck, and like goes out to the front and says, "Everyone, stop the meals! Halt your forks!
There's like a
Put
clatter
down
of
the soup spoons."
There's like a clatter of silverware and glasses as everybody drops them and like turns to look at what's going on. This conversation dies down immediately.
You may have noticed the absurdly strong stench of coriander and tomatoes and various root vegetables leaking out here into the dining room. You can see it actually. You can see the soup leaking right now out into the dining room. And I want you to know exactly who is responsible. That's right. These 2 buffoons of the Verdanthi decided to raid our restaurant, destroy your dining experience, and ruin your night. So what do you 2 have to say for yourselves?
The guards look at each other, and you realize the situation you're in. What this establishment is it's not really a fine dining establishment, right? This is like a bakery and ale house that like serves soup and stuff to the downtrodden and less successful members of society in Chandla, which means they don't really take too kindly to guards. And now you've given this whole room of ne'er-do-wells a good enough reason to beat these 2 into submission. So a couple of people start standing up from their tables. You hear chairs sliding back. You see knives and clubs being drawn. Grim looks on faces. The guards themselves look around, look terrified, and then turn and book it back out through the kitchen and out the window you came in. And you're free to go, for now, anyway.
Okay, well, damn, y'all. I mean, I did...
They rush past you. The mob of like 3 or 4 people rushes by you and like charges after the guards like a predator chasing prey.
Well, fuck. I think Esther's probably left in an almost empty dining room. Well, glad my other companions got away just fine, I'm sure. I'll probably meet them back at the
Are you eating
studio
soup
or
now?
something.
Get baguettes.
Yeah, that sounds right. Yeah, Esther probably like goes over to a couple
No.
half-eaten meals and probably grabs a couple of like bites of things.
Yeah. Sure thing. You do so. You start eating off people's plates, like the stuff that you're pretty sure hasn't been touched. And
No,
you
Esther's kind of nasty. They see it. Anything that looks good.
Oh, all right. I respect it. You look out the window of the alehouse as you're doing so, and you see Florence and Lily getting dragged up by their hands. They have cuffs put around them, and the church tower guards are dragging them away, back to the High Verdant Church, where Lily escaped from that one time. They're going to put them in the cells beneath them, and they'll be questioned extensively. Felicity is there as well, of course. But you see the
Yeah.
guards like leading them off
Damn
through
it.
the rain.
I have to do everything around here.
You gonna be my
The
hero.
fact that you got away is so funny.
It's perfect. Okay, so in this moment, Esther, you could, if you have an idea, it's insane, but you could, if you have an idea, step in to do something here as you see them being led away. Otherwise, we'll cut to them being in the High Church's prisons, and we can go from there.
Oh, well, I mean, I do have a maneuver in mind. Is that?
Oh no,
an
you're
option?
in cuffs and captured by the results of the contest. Like everything you could have done to get away, for now you've been defeated. You'll have to wait till the next scene. But Esther won, so Esther gets like a chance if they want to.
I just think story-wise, it makes sense to have them go to go to jail essentially. So I think that makes the most sense, and I will maybe pop back into the scene when it makes sense.
Cool. All right. So you watch as they're dragged off down the street. Felicity dragged off behind them. Florence, Lily, Felicity, you are dragged along, handled quite roughly. The guards jostle you left and right, and they drag you through the streets of Chandla. Lily, it is time for you to make a very important deceive roll to see if your disguise holds while they're shoving you around. I'm going to set the value at their notice, which is a difficulty of 3 in this case. If the disguise slips off, then they'll realize they've caught Lily Mortimer, and that will really kick things into high gear.
What difficulty did you set? Or no, I'm
3.
They're
Difficulty 3. No, they're not. Difficulty 3.
Oh my god.
Cool. This is fine.
You got any fate points left?
I do, but I'm
Wait.
also feeling like this is meant to be.
Cool. I respect
I
it.
don't know how the heck they wouldn't remove such a weird, silly mask. It just doesn't make sense.
Okay. Sounds good. It is a very well-made mask, so like they genuinely think you're a burn victim, but in the course of them jostling you left and right, it slips slightly, and one of them realizes, wait a minute, that's makeup, and they like grab onto it and they pull it off of your face in the rain. Florence, you're watching this happen, just and like there's a flash of lightning as the rain like continues to pour in heavier droves, and the guards all stand there for a moment, stunned briefly, staring at the face of Lily Mortimer, the person that the whole town has been hunting for weeks. The guard captain steps up, looks at you in the eye, and says, I didn't know today it was gonna be my lucky day. And he puts a hand underneath your chin, Lily, and slowly tilts it up and looks you dead in the eyes as rain hits your face. And he says, I'm going to take you right to Ophelia, and she's going to get exactly what she needs from you. Finally, I'll be promoted. I'll be recognized for my... And he retches a bit, turns to the left, and just bends down and throws up all over his faceplate. The other guards like stare down at him in surprise. They go, Captain, and they get down to like try to tend to them as like more squads of them start like drag you two away, and you both watch the guard captain like hacking and coughing there on the ground and like throwing up. So the poison truly begins to take hold. What happens to him, we don't know, but what does happen to Lily and Florence is that you're both dragged off to the basements of the High Verdanthi Church and put in separate cells. So we'll cut from this scene back to Chandla. Let me activate this. And you are dragged off.
My dazzling fruit.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Forgot we were working with that stuff. Hold on. Let's just get rid of that. Get rid of a well-made disguise, because that's definitely gone now. You're dragged off into... Oh, I gotta fix the thing. Hold on. Hold on. There we go. You're dragged off into the basement of the Chandlan City church, of the High Verdant Church, and you are dragged through the church, like, cathedral itself. So you're dragged past the pews. You see like the high cathedral. You can see the stained glass windows of the Verdant in her form with the 2 deer antlers coming out of her head and like bending down an arm to humanity. You're dragged through that scene and down into the bottom cloisters of the church. Florence and Lily, you get one last look at yourselves before you are all locked in separate cells. Now they try to put Felicity in her own cell, and notice the peculiar quality that Felicity has, where she seems to get dragged along with Lily. And you see the guards like turning and muttering to themselves, and you hear mutters about like vile magics, and then they imprison both you and Felicity in the same cell, Lily, and you see them lock the keys home. Florence, they lock you in a cell as well. And one of the guards like points a finger at you, Florence, and says, I hope you're ready to answer for your crimes, Professor. If that guard captain dies, If Captain Vaughn dies, you'll be responsible. Hope you understand that. And he turns around and, like, storms away. And you're left alone in the darkness of the church basement.
Okay.
This is a dismal and depressing place. You can hear the moans and cries of other prisoners who have been dragged down here by the verdant guards. Probably actual criminals. But they don't feed people well down here. You can hear, like, moans and begging for food and water echoing out from some of the cells, and some weak whimpering coming from somewhere off down the dark corridors beneath the church. Esther, where do you go as soon as you realize your friends have been captured?
That's a great question. I mean, I think Esther probably tries to get captured themselves.
What? No!
No!
Great power and get her to release your friends.
No,
You
no.
go
I'm-
find your
What?
ex-lover
No!
and like tell him what happened. And
We
get
have
back.
friends in high places.
Oh my god, you're top chef. Like, you cook a feast.
All right, I'll tell you what. I need to go to the bathroom, so I'm going to step away for 5 minutes. You all discuss this amongst yourselves. I'll be right back.
I mean, no, I'm pretty sure
Why
I'm
would-
gonna
why?
get
Why?
myself captured. I'm
Why?
pretty sure that's the plan.
How the
I hate
hell?
it. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it.
How would that like move your relationship with her forward?
Okay, all right, listen. I think you all make fun of Esther and like have maybe a dim view of them when in fact, they are very good at breaking into and out of places. And so I think the goal is to.
I also need
Okay.
I don't know if it's a private word, but I have a word with Florence as well. We need to review a very important detail before we go into this.
Okay. But
Ye-
Esther, what? if
But
you-
also, Esther, go get help. Go tell
Yeah,
our friends.
No, I'm pretty sure Esther's like went back
But you
to the
love
studio
Joel.
and
what
is
if you,
like,
broke into the mansion by yourself and just like let us suffer a bit and see what you could find out? What if you made a sculpture about your feelings, like a true artist?
no, I'm pretty sure Esther's like swallowing lockpicks.
Wait,
And,
don't
like-
we have an don't we have an appointment with a group? Aren't we supposed to be meeting up with
The hands?
Don't we have an appointment? Yeah. What's his name? That guy.
Yeah.
I don't remember if we actually were supposed to like get back together with them at a certain time, but like they're gonna notice, right?
With like really buff Anna. I bet Anna would help you if you were like, hey, the god of death is in prison. And
Okay,
she's
all
super
right.
buff right now.
All right, hold on.
Anyway,
Hold on.
Graham.
That does sound pretty good. I do like the idea of teaming up with Anna, if
Yeah.
only
Thank
because
God,
they
thank God.
hate each other.
It would
That
be
d-
great, right?
But I think Esther's gonna purposely get caught.
That could be part of it, but like, what if Jude also knew something was going on? Or I'm like looking at the list of people we're associated. What about Arazi? What about Arazi?
No, I'm pretty sure it's just gonna be Esther and someone who hates them.
What about Ezra? Urzra, whatever his name is. What about Urza?
Go get Oscar. Just kidding.
No, I think it's time to. I think it's time to have like a sort of misfit movie with Anna.
Yeah, I love it.
That was a
It'd be
great idea.
Okay. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank
Um,
God. Okay.
Next thing, I think
Four.
the ability for Florence and Lily to have like a Morse code, sort of like very quiet, but you could hear it if something was say tapping against cell bars. Way of communicating is definitely something they would have.
I
Okay.
mean, you definitely taught me Morse code a long time ago, obviously.
Absolutely.
Like we can just tap. But
do.
hold on. We have something, but I don't know who has it in their possession right now.
Oh, what is it?
One of us has the vial of acid spit.
There was 3
Oh.
vials of acid spit.
Oh my god, 3 vials.
The question is, did
Who
the
took
guards
it?
find it on you? Florence had it. The question
Absolutely
is,
not.
did the guards find it on you when they dragged
forgot
you
about
off?
They were so distracted by my identity that, of course, no.
Well, that is a good argument for an invoke with a fate point, but I think I'm still going to have to roll the guard's notice to see.
We-
So, Florence, make a stealth roll.
And you're
So
sure
dumb.
I didn't also have a vial, or did you just?
No,
have
I listened to the previous episode. Florence collected the vials.
got it. Okay.
0.
Yeah, they know you have it.
Oh my god.
So-
Oh my god.
They search you, you're not able to hide it well. They drag the acid off of you and they put it somewhere. You don't know where. So remove that from your inventory or just make a
This
note
is
that
the
it's
most
missing.
depressing game ever.
Hey, sometimes it happens. All right, so I refreshed myself. What are you doing, Esther?
Yeah, so if we could just sort of like cut to a scene of Anna and Esther probably meeting like in a small cafe just outside the remind me what exactly is the place that they've been taken to?
The High Verdant church. So like it's like this huge. It's the huge main cathedral of Chandla for the High Verdanthi church. So it's like right in the middle of this like beautiful flowered courtyard, and then just on the outskirts there is like a line of restaurants and cafes.
Yeah. If we could just cut to a scene of Anna and Esther like in that cafe, and Esther has demanded her presence.
Okay. Yeah. Beforehand, she hated your guts, but since the whole ritual happened with Lily, she's a bit softer towards, especially if you mentioned that Lily's in trouble.
Wait,
So,
are you sure? Are you sure she doesn't still hate me?
oh, I mean, she still hates you for sure. It's just I'm saying she's softened enough to even listen to your request initially.
Okay. Good. Okay, good.
So Anna is sitting across from you in this cafe, and we cut to this scene. This is probably like maybe a couple hours later because it took some time for you to find her and ask her to meet you. And she's sitting there, hands steepled in a very like regal manner. There's a cup of tea to the side, to the left of her, that she ordered, and then she spent the first 2 minutes of the conversation organizing her fork, knife, and spoon into perfect like parallel alignment, so they're not out of alignment, and they're like perfectly over the napkin. She's got her hands steepled, and she's just staring daggers at you, waiting for you to explain yourself.
Yeah, and you wouldn't believe it. The ratatouille that we were able to serve up to the one person who remained and didn't try to kill the guards, delightful. And then I let the staff go because I think they deserved it. It'd been a tough day in the kitchen and all sorts of stuff had happened.
Esther?
Yes?
What happened to Lily?
Oh, right. I was getting to that. And so, anyways, yada yada yada. Lily and the professor are in the prisons of the High Verdant.
Anna's eyes grow wide, and she like turns slightly to the left, looks out the window leading directly across the way to the church, looks back at you, and like gives you like a surprised look, tilts her head down slightly as if to indicate like and like she's waiting for you to continue.
Well, we're going to break them out, obviously. You and I.
You and I, both of us, you and me, we're both going to break them out.
Yes. I mean, however you fall on the grammatical presentation of that sentence, yes, that's the plan.
No, I mean, it's just... I should talk to the hands, right? Should I go...
No.
I can get my father's help.
No. Trust me, the smaller this operation is, the better. As soon as we get the hands involved, it's going to be a whole thing. No, we're in, we're out.
She narrows her eyes and says, I think it's better if we rely on the specialty of our two trained assassins in the hands to infiltrate a place and free our two friends, one of whom I'm fairly certain is the reincarnated version of our god.
Okay. Yes, but you're really sort of missing the point here, Anna. And the point is that you're going to make a distraction. I'm going to get them out. and
Oh.
no one's going to die.
Oh, I'm going to make a distraction, and nobody's going to die. All right. I'm ready for this, Esther. She sits back. Tell me, how does this plan go? Walk me through it step by step. How do we
Okay.
infiltrate one of the most highly protected places in all of Chandler?
See, sometimes I do think you have a bit of sense in you, and I appreciate these moments. So here's how it's going to go.
She takes her tea and just like sips it in a very passive aggressive manner, and then puts it back down on the saucer.
And it is here that I request we can use a mechanic of fate. Can we cut to the plan in action between the three of us player characters and Anna helping using flashbacks?
Sure. Yeah, that's great. I love it. So tell me where we're at. What do you do? What's the setup?
All right. So first off, there's like a lot of like swallowing lockpicks. There's like a lot of like
All right.
like cutting open like a flap of skin and then like taping over it with
Oh.
like a piece of metal underneath the skin. There's like at one point like putting on a fake, like removing an entire nail and putting on a fake nail.
Okay, X, I need you to like do less of
I'm
these
gonna
descriptions, please.
Throw up.
Oh, sorry. Oh, sorry. Okay, I just read a really gross book recently. My bad.
Thank you.
Oh, okay. So, anyways, there's a lot of that kind of bullshit.
Okay.
In fact, I would like to make an advantage.
Yeah, there. I was just gonna suggest the exact same thing. This is burglary for sure. I'm gonna set the difficulty at 2 for this.
Great. I'd better pass it. 'cause
Actually,
I have
hold
0
on.
fate
What's
points.
your? Okay, yeah. 2 is fair for this.
All right, here we go.
Yes, succeed with style even. All right, what's this aspect called?
Uh,
Tools of
lock
the trade.
pit-
Okay.
yeah, sure. Tools of the trade. Yeah, I like
Okay.
that.
There we go.
So there's a lot of that kind of stuff going on. I think basically the plan with Anna, involves like trying to get people somehow out of the area with the cells. And it's here that I would like to go over to my fellow players, and see what they're up to.
Okay, cool. I'm going to start adding in some aspects here situationally for the High Verdant Church and the cells beneath it. Hold on one sec here. All right. So we got these 3 aspects for the High Verdant Church. So we have guards everywhere. That's the entirety of the church grounds. And then in the basement itself, in the cells themselves, it's dark and dismal, and you can hear the moans of the Forsaken who have been trapped down here. All right, so we cut over to Florence and Lily, and Felicity in Lily's cell. Felicity is like anxiously pacing around back and forth in the cell. She doesn't stop to rest. She's like pacing around. She like looks at the lock. She like looks at this small like little window that's in the cell that gives you just the barest glimpse of the outside. She like presses up against a stone wall and rubs her hands on it, then bounces off, and she starts like breathing heavily, and she says, "We're gonna get killed. We're gonna get killed. They're gonna execute us. They're gonna execute me again. I don't want to die again." What do we do, folks?
Am I able to calm that energy with my abilities?
Yeah, you
Is
can
there
completely tell her
emotional-
to calm down. If you can do it normally, or you can do it magically. How do you do it?
I think I just want to do it magically because I don't want to make a lot of noise, so I'm just gonna do it.
Okay. Cool. Roll empathy for me. Difficulty 0. Nice. Got it. All right. Yeah. She like pauses for a minute, and then just like her shoulders sag. She visibly relaxes. She turns to look at you. She gives you this weird look and comes over and sits down next to you, and she says, "Thank you, I guess."
I do a little nod, and then I think I'd like to look around the space.
Okay.
Should I roll a notice?
Give me a sec. I'll describe it, and then you can let me know if you want to look closer at anything. So there is a wooden bucket in the corner, a wooden bench in one corner as well. The cell itself is made out of this harsh, rugged sandstone that has these like weird green veins of some type of mineral shooting through it, and there is hard cement sealing those stones together. Then there is a small, how wide is this? 5-inch tall, 5-inch tall and foot wide window at the very, very top of the cell with steel bars across it, such that one outside the church could lean down in front of it and whisper to the captives if they wanted to, or guards could do it. The cell door itself is made up of steel bars, iron bars, which are incredibly close together, and then there is a single cell door with a lock mechanism built into the cell door itself. Outside of the cell, you can see a dark stone hallway that leads down in to the left and to the right. You're not sure which cell Florence is in, but you can you know that there's more cells in a circular pattern around the bottom part underneath the church. So there's like a circle. There's like a circular walkway that goes around this perimeter, and there's cells in the wall all around that.
And has my inventory
Oh
been
yeah,
affected at all?
they cleared you out unless there's anything specific you'd like to try to save, in which case we'll make a roll for it.
I mean, my dagger is usually tucked away very discreetly, like on my leg or something. So
Cool.
that might be easy to slip by. And then I'm curious. So okay, no, they would have taken my satchel, my bag.
Yeah. The dagger though seems reasonable. So make a stealth or
Okay.
burglary roll, your choice, and I'll roll notice.
I'll do stealth.
Okay. I got a 3. That's a 4. You have your dagger.
Okay, sweet. You said something about tiles. What was that again? Can you repeat that?
The walls and floor of the cell, and in fact like the entirety of this place, is made out of these like hardened, jagged sandstone blocks of stone that are sealed together with cement. And running through the sandstone blocks, there's this like odd greenish mineral which you don't recognize.
Would my history in herbology be... Yeah, I'll roll to see if I can't figure out what that's made of.
Okay, make a lore roll, difficulty 3. Now, you have no idea what this stuff is.
Okay.
Florence, feel free to chime in here if you're doing anything yourself. Your cell looks very similar to Lily's.
I would also like to know what this green stuff is, so can I do the same roll?
Yeah, difficulty 3. All right. It is, specifically, it's a specific type of mineral that's used in the creation of ghost rods and other tools that are used to manipulate spirits. Its name is... Oh, my roommate just slammed the door really hard. Its name is malachite, and it is used in the creation of these tools. You realize that like the entire basement of the Verdanthi church, and probably like a fair portion of the grounds beneath Chandla, must like have a rich mineral vein of this running through it, which might explain the foundation of the city or something. You're not sure how that really pieces it together, but you definitely recognize the mineral.
Amazing. Before you came back to from the quick break, I feel like Florence and Lily have some sort of like Morse code sort of communication style that they know and have used in the past.
Okay. Yeah, I'll say that makes sense.
Makes sense. So I can't see Lily's cell, but I'm gonna use my hand on the bars to try to make noise in a pattern enough for her to understand. And I'm just kind of saying, keep calm.
Okay. Lily, can you give me a notice roll, difficulty 1? Okay. Yeah, Lily, faintly, distantly, but you can hear the pinging, tanging patterns of Florence banging on the bars, and you hear the message coming through. Keep calm.
And
Are there ghosts in nearby?
An interesting question. You don't sense any ghosts nearby, but you can feel a slight energy coming from the mineral in the veins of the blocks itself.
Okay. I will. Yeah, I'll signal back. Maybe like the direction I'm in, like I'm on your left or on your right.
Sure. Florence, give me a notice roll, difficulty 1. You can hear it. Just faintly, you can hear it. You know that Lily is to your left, about 4 cells down.
Okay. I'm gonna just say the word ghost to her, and like, because I want to like encourage her to try something with this mineral,
Mhm.
and I feel like the full complex sentence of saying like this is a ghost like mineral that's used to make the rods is way too complicated, so I'm just gonna say ghost and see if she can
Figure it out.
willing to try.
Okay, so you two can communicate with each other freely. You've both passed the notice rolls, so you can communicate with each other in short bursts.
Yeah. So I tell you the word ghost and see if you try anything.
Maybe like ghost floor or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, that works. Okay, I'm intrigued, so I examine it, and I'm obviously picking up on this like weird aura. So I think what I'd like to attempt is like a ghost call, see if I can't call spirits through, because it's like a rod which is like housing ghosts and like tethering ghosts to each other.
Mhm.
So I just want to see if I can't bring something to me through this. So I like close my eyes, I put my hands on the ground.
Okay. Give me an empathy
Six
roll,
there.
difficulty 6. Any fate points?
Yeah, sure. I will use a fate point. That I'm a fiery teen who talks to ghosts, obviously.
Cool. All right. So remember, when you tie, you get what you want, but with a complication.
I think I broke it up.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
sorry.
it's fine. You kicked it up to 6. I get it. So this will be
Yeah,
a
that's
success, but with a complication.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm fine with that.
Okay, sounds good. We'll deal with that in a minute. Esther, what are you doing?
Well, you mentioned those bars through which one might be able to speak to someone outside the church, and I think that's exactly what Esther's going to do.
Okay. They're hidden in like thorny rose bushes, and there's guards patrolling everywhere because, like, as the aspect says, there's guards everywhere. So give me a stealth roll to see if you can sneak by them versus their notice. Or if you're doing something else to get in, let me know.
No, that's basically what I'm doing.
Okay. Here we go. Oh. Wow. Lucky. You slipped right.
Esther's having a day.
Yeah. You slip right by the guards, and you're in the church walls itself. You're inside some of the rose bushes. You let me know how the plan works out, where Anna is in this moment. But you can slip through some of the rose bushes, careful not to cut yourself on those thorns, and you eventually peer into one, and you see, which one do you want to find first, Florence or Lily?
Hey, probably Lily.
Okay, you find Lily's cell first. You peer down, and you see her hands clasped to the ground, closing her eyes, focusing.
And then I change my mind, and Esther sees this and goes, and then goes and finds Florence.
Okay, you find Florence.
Hey.
And I walk on over to my little. I walk the long distance over to my little window.
You see Esther's face
Yep.
filling the small, slim window.
Why are you in there?
You mean why am I in there? How are you out there?
Well, you have to understand, it's a complex balance between the various herbs and spices needed to make a
I don't
complete
want to know.
meal.
I don't want to know.
Oh,
Okay, do you have a plan for getting us out?
yes, yes. Anna is at the front desk right now.
Okay, we'll cut over to Anna walking up to this group of guards who are standing in front of the church doors. There isn't a front desk per se. I'm assuming Esther's still in restaurant mode. But she's walking up to the front doors of the church and like striding right up to the guards. What is she gonna do, Esther?
Um, I guess maybe she's gonna tell them that she just spotted the real Lilith Mortimer.
Crazy. All right. She's not too good at lying. In fact, she has no skill in deceive.
Oh, good.
So we'll give it a shot. Okay, hold on here. I gotta do a roller because she doesn't have. Or I guess I could add it. But...
Here's my request: if this works, can we get rid of the guards everywhere invoke?
So you want to try to make an overcome action with this? I will decrease that aspect. Yes. I will not get rid of it, but I'll change it to like a skeleton crew of guards.
Okay, great.
Hold on a sec here. Okay, deceive at 0. So we'll roll here. Did you want to try to set up an advantage for her before she rolls this?
Yeah, probably. Hey, Wendy, what's something that Lilith would have that would be very convincing if someone waltzed into the church? Like what's something that Anna could have like grabbed from the studio or something?
Or you could have grabbed it from the street. Like maybe they just chucked my satchel to the side.
Oh no,
I've had it for ages.
They definitely kept that thing. They
okay.
That's locked up in evidence.
Okay. I mean, I'm known for my crossbow. I wonder if
Which you had on you, which they took.
Right. Okay.
Anything at all.
I'm just not a person of many possessions. I carry everything on me.
You can invent something new too. That's totally reasonable.
I completely forgot what my what are those
Your
things
relic?
called? Your relic. Well, I don't even remember what my relic is. Do you?
No, I don't.
I don't either. I gotta check. I gotta find out.
I don't think we ever came into that before. We ever talked about that before.
Oh, wow.
Does Lilith have a relic?
Right. Maybe I'm like the one person that doesn't. Okay. Let's just say I have this like pin. It's like it's like a dried flower or herb, something really rare. It comes from the fields in which I was raised by Ophelia, and it's just something I've carried around with me, or I keep it at the studio, and you could have just grabbed it and had it.
Okay, so Esther knows about that, so they tell
and Ophelia would recognize it.
Right, so they tell Anna to go and get that. Okay.
And I think essentially Esther like was coaching Anna like, no, not like that. You're going to say this, and you're going to say it in this tone.
Right. Yeah. Go ahead. This is like with deceive. You're creating an advantage with deceive. It seems like. Okay. Difficulty 1, which you met. So Anna will get a boost. So that's it doesn't create an aspect, but you'll get 1 free invoke. Okay. So we'll roll deceive for her. Ooh. Okay. Let's see what the guards roll. Why did they roll twice? Oh, well. Okay, so we'll take the first one. So 3. So with this boost, Tony, do you want Anna to reroll?
Don't patronize me.
I mean, it's kind of the only way they have a chance. She has a chance of getting this to work.
Does Anna not have hit any of her own fate points?
No. I mean, I could spend one. I guess I could spend one of my GM fate points, but why would I do that? She also doesn't have any aspects that can help with deception, so that makes sense.
Oh, I see. Well, then I guess that means that I'm gonna have her take the +2.
That'll kick it up to 1. It's not going to be enough. She'd have to re-roll and then get it.
I don't believe in rerolls.
Okay, but there's literally nothing else she can tap.
That's just how it is.
All right, she gets to 1. She blows it. The guards like look at her, look at the relic, look at each other, and then they go for her. And you hear like this commotion come up from around the corner while you're kneeling down in front of Florence's window. It's just as Florence asked, "What's the plan?"
Ah, perfect. Now around this time, Anna will be captured.
Oh God.
Uh-huh. Okay.
Now, mind you, she's going to be pissed about this, so you need to, I don't know, make her not quite so pissed off about it. But anyways, so I'm giving you an Anna. That should be pretty helpful. Do you have it from here, or do you still need something? I have an appointment.
An appointment with who? I mean, with Joel? Are you gonna get Joel to come help?
What? No. What? No, he's busy.
He's busy. He's busy. Esther, we're gonna die in here. They're gonna interrogate us and cut out my tongue and take Lily right to Ophelia. They're gonna take Lily right to Ophelia.
Okay. No, none of that's is going to happen here.
Ah! Esther, you turn and look, and you see a whole Verdanthi church guard, armor and all, go flying away from the church doors and, like, slam into the ground as if he was just tossed by, like, a monster of great force. And you see, like, Anna marching right towards him. Part of the church door, she, like, ripped off part of the iron door and, like, has that in her hand, and she's, like, raising it above her head, going after him. And there's, like, 4 or 5 more guards charging towards her. It looks like the ritual Lily pulled off, really increased her strength.
Okay, yeah, so, sorry, excuse the noise. Anyways, so, okay, fine, here we go. And
Vernon, preserve me, please! Yeah, okay, go ahead.
Esther, here, come closer.
I come closer.
Come closer, and Esther, puts their entire face, as close as possible to the bars, their face, almost peeking through just a little bit.
Okay.
Now, this is very important. Professor?
And then Esther starts coughing up and hacking up the lockpick that's in their stomach.
Florence, you watch as Esther vomits this lockpick onto the ground in front of you. Just ting.
You could have just handed this to me? What? Why do you torture yourself so much?
This is me carrying. Stop nagging me about this. Okay, now listen. This is exactly what you're going to do.
Okay.
And I think Esther starts trying to teach the professor how to lick a
lock.
lick a pock. Yes.
Yeah, lick a pock. Go ahead. If you're creating an advantage with instruction, go ahead. That's fine. You can roll burglary. Let's roll against the professor's will, which is 3.
Okay.
Difficulty 3.
Oh, I don't roll. Sorry. Kidding.
Boom! Oh no, that was the professor rolling. So yeah, go
Sorry.
go ahead and roll against difficulty 3 for burglary, Esther.
Okay.
Well, are you thinking of something else? You can disagree.
No, it's perfect. I love this idea.
Okay. Yeah, so that's a fail.
And I'm going to invoke Tools of the Trade.
Yeah, there you go. Okay. To get it to +2. That'll give her a boost.
Yes.
Okay. All right, you have a boost, Professor, towards picking that lock.
And may I request that she also be able to use Tools of the Trade?
Yes, absolutely.
Nice. Wow, thanks. Okay, I'll try to remember all this. So you go up with this one, and then you press down with that one, and then keep turning. I'll should have practiced.
Yeah, something like that. You've got this. Okay. I'm gonna go do something else. The child is, I think she's like throwing up or something.
What?
Yeah. Okay, I'll be right back.
Esther, you slip away. Florence, you watch Esther's face disappear. Lily, let's cut back to you for a moment. Actually, this is perfect. So, Esther, you're like crawling along the rose bushes, and you see this guard walking right towards you. And he turns for a moment, and he sees you. He goes, "Hey, hey!" And he starts like walking over towards you, and then descending down in front of him, seemingly out of nowhere, you see this, what looks to be this sagging mask made out of some strange material. You're not sure what. It floats down in front of him in the air, and your eyes like grow wide as you realize what it is. And the mask like looks at the guard, and then there's this bright, brilliant green flash of light, and the guard screams, and then the scream is immediately cut off. And Esther, you watch as the guard like falls to the left, just thump, hits the ground, and you see that he has a head, but all the facial features of his face have been removed. So it's just flat skin. No eyes, mouth, lips, or teeth, anything like that. All the holes are gone. It's just a flat skin face. Just whoomp to the ground. The floating death mask slowly descends lower, turns around and sees you there, and then continues descending and goes over to the window by Lily's cell. Lily, you look up and you see this death mask float down through the bars of your cell, because it's just a mask. It like scrunches itself up and slips through the bars, and then floats down in front of you, hanging there, staring at you. And you watch the empty holes of its eyes narrow slightly in what you think is an expression of anger. Your calling called something. Esther, Lily, Florence, what do you do?
All the consequences of my own actions. I love it.
Yeah, I'm just gonna sit there and look really upset.
Okay.
I would like to attempt and recognize this being with my empathy and my
Telepathic
Tilapia.
powers?
Yep.
Okay, so specifically, are you like trying to talk to it, or you know what it is?
Is it? It's from before when but it was my old death mask.
Yeah.
But now it's like transformed into not that anymore.
It's still like the face of Beatrice, of the person's face you wore, but it doesn't have a face behind it, right? So imagine like a plastic mask that's just like sagging down slightly because it's not affixed to a face, but it can kind of move its muscles. So you see like this female face hanging in the air with like empty eye holes and an empty mouth hole and like empty nose holes, just kind of hanging there, draped slightly over nothing, and then like its eyes scrunch up a bit in anger as it looks at you.
Okay, I'm gonna like reach out and say, in my mind's eye, is there anyone there?
Okay, give me an empathy roll with difficulty of 3. Boom! All right, succeed with style gets you a boost. So you get a boost with this where you can, in further commands and talking to it. So what happens is that you reach out to it and you hear that there used to be just one spirit in the mask, right? Used to be just one persona in the mask, and you still feel that there's one ghost inhabiting it, but that ghost's personality, because of the nature of the object it took control of, it's mishmashed with all the other personalities that the mask has absorbed since you created it. So the spirit's personality is in there. Beatrice's personality is in there from when the mask was originally created. This personality of the guard is in there from when it just absorbed it. And then there's like, you think 6 or 7 others that the mask has, of people the mask has preyed upon since you created it. And so it's this cacophony, this chorus of like 8 or 9 voices that just yell back at you in anger and rage, who like disagree with each other and have different purposes and drives. It's a very, in fact, I could create a situational aspect for here. It's a a chorus of vitriol. It's enraged at its creation. It doesn't understand what it is. It is furiously angry at you.
Because I succeeded with style, do I get any invokes out of it?
You get a boost towards further
boost,
communicating
okay.
with the masks. That's like a free fate point. That doesn't. It's like a transient aspect that like you use, then it goes away.
Okay. Because I understand like that it's spliced into like multiple people,
Mm-hmm.
I want to kind of I feel like it's a tethering, or I want to attempt a tether in a way, kind of like what I have with Felicity. I want to be able to bend that to my will. I want to like make them submit to me.
Okay. Yeah, that's going to be empathy difficulty 6. No. You have a boost,
Okay.
so you can get +2 or a reroll for free.
Uh, if I succeed,
You'll have control
what
of the
do I
mask.
get out of it?
If you succeed,
okay.
you'll have control of the mask and everything it can do.
Then yeah. Okay. So we'll bump it up with the free invoke,
Okay.
and then I'll also tag
I mean, you can tag.
burdened with a troubled what?
Oh yeah, that's great. Burden with a trouble past.
Yeah.
All right. Oh, I'll hit that. Okay, I don't think you have any fate points left now, right? Or even one?
Correct.
Okay. All right. So you reach out and you feel it resisting you. You know the creatures within this thing hate you. The original spirit hates you. Beatrice hates you. Everybody hates you for bringing it into life. But you subdue it. You bend it to your will, and it like quietly just like straightens up, so its face just looks normal, and it floats over by you. Felicity like backs away from it. She does not like this thing. And you feel it like bound to your side. So what this thing can do is you can wear it, and you can take on the visage of anybody it's absorbed.
And that includes Beatrice. It includes that soldier. Is there anyone else that I should know about?
There's like a couple of townspeople within this thing, so you could look like random Chandlan townsfolk if you wanted to.
Sick.
All right.
Come get me out, Florence.
Florence, Esther, what are we doing?
Well, I'm trying to get out immediately. Actually, I go over to back to the window, and I'm like, Esther.
Esther, you hear the whispers. Yeah.
I go over to your window again, and you just see me looking really upset. What?
We need a bigger distraction.
Bigger than like a hulking monster?
As big as you can make it. And then I leave Esther at the window, and I immediately try to like, I'm like looking out, looking for guards, and seeing who's like observing the front of my cell.
Okay. Currently, there isn't anybody observing the front of your cell.
Great.
They seem to be all drawn towards subduing this rampaging woman who's wandered into the church grounds.
Perfect. I would like to try and open up this door.
All right. Burglary. Church locks are hard to get through. It's going to be difficulty 2.
Okay,
You have a boost towards this and a free invoke with tools of the trade.
great. Well, give me a roll first, and then we'll just go for it.
Yep.
Super. All right, so we're gonna use my boost. Is it +2 or is it
Mhm.
only?
Either way, reroll or +2, your choice.
We're gonna use +2.
Okay. Kicks it up. That's a tie. So you get out, but with a complication.
Well, I don't have any fate points, so I think that's it.
You could tag Tools of the Trade for free if you wanted, if you want to use that invoke now. Or you can take the complication and save that.
I think I'm gonna need to save it in order to open up Lily's cell.
Okay, so you get the lock in there, you're fiddling with it.
Yeah.
And as you do that, you hear like some door somewhere off in the dark and dismal place open up and just barely over the moans of the people. And you're like focusing on the cell door, like getting it open. And just as you pop the lock on that thing and press the door open to walk in, or to walk out, you turn to your right and you see 2 guards walking down the hall. And they both like look at you and they go, "Hey, hey!" What do you do?
This is a circle cell, you said? I'm
The-
gonna run the other way.
Yeah, it's like a circular hallway. So like there's like a circular basement that goes around. So you're gonna run the opposite direction.
Yeah.
Okay, they come charging after you. You're off. Esther, we'll cut back over to you. What are you doing?
I think I'm maybe mostly still looking upset.
Okay.
I don't know. It's hard to get past watching someone's soul get sucked out and seeing them replaced with sort of like a orifice-less, like, flesh puppet. I don't know. A distraction? A bigger distraction? I feel like
Are you like start
anything's
wailing?
wailing. Could wail.
Like you're not trying to make a distraction, but you're just like so upset that you're just like making noise.
I mean, it does kind of seem on brand.
You could use the guard in your distraction. Like, seeing that sight might be distracting to the other guards as well if you twisted it right.
Wow. That was a really smart suggestion from above.
Sorry, I don't want to play for you. I'm just
No. Hey, listen, I will dance to those strings on occasion. I think Esther runs over to the nearest guard. Maybe perhaps taking care to appear as though they're running from outside the perimeter.
okay.
Says, "Help! Help!"
The guard like turns to look at you. He was on his way to like go help out the like group of guards trying to subdue Anna at like the front gate, and then he like turns to look at you and he says, What's wrong?"
Nathaniel! Oh, my dear sweet Nathaniel! He's been. Go look for yourself. And I point over there.
The guard like turns, looks, and he says, What the hell?" He like
Get
walks
help!
over.
Get a lot of help, as much help as possible.
Okay. Yeah, let's have you. What do you think you should roll here to like overcome this guards everywhere aspect?
I guess maybe a deceive.
Okay, sounds good. This is easier, definitely, because of this actual thing that's appeared. So it's gonna be difficulty 1.
Wow.
Yeah, passed it.
Wow.
Okay, so we will.
So much help. Ideally 10. No, 20 people.
The guards are definitely distracted. In fact, I'll change that aspect. So, like, yeah, 3 or 4 guards come over. They see this. They start picking the guy up. The main guard is like, "Did you see it from outside the gates? What happened? What did this to him?"
It came from the sky over there.
What?
Way,
They like
way over there. Oh, it was horrifying.
they like all look up at the sky and start like wandering around. Okay.
I need to go settle my estate. Goodbye.
You could slip away if you want. Florence, you're running away from these guards down below. Where do you go? To Lily's cell?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So when you get there, what's the plan?
I'm gonna throw in the lockpick
All right. Okay, so
and keep on running until I can run out.
okay. Oh, yeah, you're not going to try to get it open, you're just going to pass it. Okay, I got it. All right. Give me an athletics roll against the guards and we'll see if you can get away before they catch you.
Okay.
I like this Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants scene with this lockpick.
Yeah,
Well, I like it better if it worked.
Oh.
it did not work. Well, it did, just not the way you wanted. So you run down to Lily's cell and you like get right there. You throw the lockpick through. Lily, you see it like land in the dirt somewhere in the cell. Florence, you just have enough time to notice like the hanging, floating mask that Lily has in front of her before the guards catch up with you and tackle you to the ground. And you feel your old bones like ache and quake as they like slam you to the ground hard. They're like, how did she get a lockpick? And it's like, I don't know. Check her and then put her back in the cell. So they're like wrestling with you. Lily, you see this happening in front of your cell. Felicity's like looking at you.
I do nothing other than hide the mask behind my back.
Okay. Sounds good. All right. So the guards like drag Florence off back to her cell. They throw you back in there, Florence. They close the door. They lock it again.
Cool.
Stay there, Professor. Otherwise, we won't be so kind next time.
Mm-hmm.
They just tromp away.
And I guess I wander back to Florence's.
Back to the window? All right.
Psst. Professor,
Hi.
why are you back in there?
You know, I did do something right today. I poisoned the guard, and I think he's gonna die. I really feel proud of that, and I feel proud of literally nothing else we've done today.
Oh, good. Exulting over death. That's just like you and your ilk. Here, take this. And Esther, like, removes a nail and throws it at you.
Sorry,
Oh my
sorry.
God.
What? like, like a hammer and nail, or like one of your thumbs?
As in, like, from my fingernail, but then
No.
you then proceed to unravel it. It has these weird little hinges, and it's another lockpick.
Classic. Classic.
What
Do
else
it
do you have
again.
hidden on-
Do it
I don't
again.
even know. I don't. Okay. All right.
Can I get a turn?
Yeah. Take anybody jump in when you want.
I'm gonna pick my lock.
Okay. Go ahead. Burglary roll difficulty 2.
Oh wait. Can I check if the coast is clear again?
There's no guards outside your cell at the moment. Remember, they're distracted.
Okay. Here we go.
No, you're not getting out. It's too
Okay,
difficult.
Okay. Can Felicity try?
No, like it's beyond either of you to like get this thing open. Somebody's gonna have to come from outside and get the locks open somehow. At this point, you hear like the groaning and straining of like 3 or 4 guardsmen, and you see them dragging Anna Zorin down around into the cells. They drag you past her. They drag her past you, Florence. They drag her past you, Lily, and she like glances at both of you as she goes. And then they throw her in a cell as well and like lock the door. And then they post up 2 guards outside her cell. And you notice that one of them has like an arm that's like hanging limply at his side. And there's another guard that like has a wooden spear that's like been broken in half, and she's carrying like the other half of the spear hilt. And Anna's just like inside the cell, just like panting heavily, staring daggers at these guards in rage. Esther, Anna's been captured. Anybody tell me what you're doing at any time?
God. Okay. All right. What the?
I have a bit. I just don't know if I want to do it. I know that wasn't very helpful.
If there's
Yeah,
anything
I
I've
think it's
learned from
time
this
for a bit.
session, it's important to go buck wild at times.
Okay. Can we back up just a hair, and I'm going to disguise myself as a soldier prior to the guards passing my cell with Anna?
Oh, yeah, definitely. Yep, you just
Okay.
change.
I am going to hand, and I will be puppeteering Felicity.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to disguise myself as a soldier with Felicity holding the dagger up to my throat, and I'm going to yell for help.
Awesome. Okay. I'm not even going to make you roll for that. That's such a good idea. So, like, you hold the dagger up to... Felicity holds the dagger up to your throat. You're yelling for help. The 2 guards that just dropped Anna off in her cell, like, shut the door, and they're coming back along. They see this, and they're, like, staring at you, and they're staring at Felicity, and Felicity's looking at them, angry eyes, and they say, "Don't do anything foolish." They're, like, glancing around. "Where did Lily go?"
You fool! She got away! Get me out of here right now, this instant!
They, like, look at each other. They look at Felicity holding the dagger to your neck. And there's, like, a moment where they glance at each other, and then one of them says, "We can't leave him in there to be used like this."
Hurry up! Get me out of here immediately! You guys are so distracted by this nobody. Get me out of here. We have important matters to tend to.
Do you have Felicity say anything?
No.
Okay.
I love knifing people.
So they...
No. She's just got angry. Yeah, she's just got crazed eyes. Like,
Okay.
she's gonna do something.
So the guards, like, slowly walk forward. One of them puts a hand up. They take out this ring of keys. They put it into the cell door and unlock it. And they slowly pull the door open, and they step back a bit, and they say, all right. Just don't
In
hurt
the
him.
moment that the door swings open, I'm going to just, like, flip Felicity over my back and, like, put the knife on her.
Okay.
Because I have control over both of us at this point. So
Yep.
I will make it look convincing enough. So I would like to, yes, have the knife to her at this point.
Okay. The guards look stunned, but then they're like, nice work. Let's get her locked up, and then we can go look for Lily.
Oh no, she needs to go straight to Ophelia. You guys finish locking up whoever this is, giving you guys so much trouble that you can't even help your own colleagues.
They look a little...
I have business.
They look a little angry at that. Go ahead and roll provoke. I'll roll their will. Wow. I can't roll poorly today.
Yeah, it's not good.
They look at you and they say, "No, we'll take her, and you can go look for Lilith." What do you think you are, a commanding officer? And they, like, roughly go to grab Felicity from you, and they grab onto her. Felicity, like, makes, like, a panicked look back at you, and they start to pull her away from you.
I would like to, instead, at the moment that they go to grab her, I would like to shove her into one of them, attack the other to let go of Anna, so I can I'm hoping to have 3 fighters on my side.
Anna's locked up, but you can make a fight roll to try to subdue these 2 guards for sure.
Did they lock her up? Because we were all kind of conversing in the hall.
They threw Anna in the cell, and then they came back to deal with this situation.
I see.
But we can... you'll have the Ring of Keys if you beat them, so you can let her out either way.
Wait,
Yeah?
I'm gonna jump in the fray here. GM. Even if Anna's locked up and stuff, I feel like Anna is probably still dangerous.
Yeah, to a certain extent, yes. Well, you have a good idea. We'll get to that in a moment. But anyway,
Okay. Then yes, I would like to battle.
Okay. So in that case, roll fight, and I will roll fight, and we'll see who can win. They're pretty good at fighting. I'll let you get +1 to this because Felicity's helping you. So we'll see if they roll. A tie. Okay.
Ooh.
So this is like neither of you win, right? So you shove Felicity into them. They're like bouncing around in the hallway of this underground church basement inside the prison cells. You slam one of them into the wall. They slam you up against the bars. One of them yells, "What are you doing?" And then you hear this like wrenching noise as Anna like wrenches the bars open of her cell, like just bends the iron and steps through and charges at one of the guards and just slams him back against the side of the thing. He goes, "Oh!" He like hits the side, and she turns to look at you, Lily. Turns to look at Felicity and like looks at you, Lily, as a guard, and like starts to march towards you and like rounds on you.
I would like to knife one of the soldiers because I have a dagger, and I'm hoping Anna notices.
Yeah, you just bring the knife down into like the part between his armor and his like head plate, so it goes right into his neck. Just shunk, and Anna like stops for a moment and then looks at you and she says, "Lily, how did you get a death mask of a guard?"
Never mind that. Let's get out of here.
She nods, and the two of you start to run off.
Wait.
Yeah, Florence, what are you doing?
I need
Wait,
Florence.
no, we got everything that's important. Let's go.
No. We gotta get out of here in just a minute. Florence, how's the lockpick going?
No, you have my lockpick. I gave it to you.
You got a
so
second
get out of here.
lockpick.
The nail,
Oh, yeah, I
Florence, the
forgot about
nail. Are you-
Okay, let me unlock this door.
Okay.
I'd like to think you were using it this whole time.
Difficulty 2.
Okay, this is
Burglary. Yep.
Oh my gosh.
No. Okay.
Wow.
So Florence is like trying to get the lockpick open while Anna and Lily come by the door. Excuse me. And Florence, you see Anna like walk up to the door where the lock is and just grab the bars of your cell and just go, "Ugh!" And she's like rends them apart and she's like, "Come on, Professor."
Wow. Thank you.
Ooh.
You step through, and all three of you go running out towards the front of the church. Esther, where are you at? You've distracted a number of guards. Mayhem has erupted in the church. What are you doing?
I think Esther maybe goes back to the cafe and asks for like an iced like Renaissance latte.
Yeah,
Wait,
yeah.
Don't you have like an appointment? Aren't you on your way to your appointment?
Yeah, that is in the fiction, isn't it?
Mhm.
All right, Esther goes to meet with a local like handcrafted pastel dealer.
Okay. So you're heading off the church grounds to go and make this appointment, like confident in your teammates' ability to free themselves now that you've given them 2 lockpicks. I mean, come on. And you're walking out of the church grounds, you're walking away, and then you see this carriage roll up to the Verdanthi church. You see that the carriage is made out of oaken wood. It has a number of like gnarled roots and vines growing all over it. It has faint glass windows that peer out on either side of it. It's pulled by these horses, these pure white horses. And the door opens, and all of the guards who are like running around in mayhem, they're like not focused on this, but a couple of the guards at the gate immediately like run forward and help Ophelia down from the carriage.
Oh boy.
I have to do everything around here.
She walks down barefoot, stepping onto the cobblestones of Chandler, finally revealing herself over all this time, Lily having surfaced, giving her hope, and begins to walk onto the church grounds. As she moves forward, you watch, Esther, as the rose bushes and all the beautiful flowers inside the church grounds themselves begin to sway slightly, as if affected by a strong breeze. Several of them start to like stand up and vibrate and undulate as if they're tendrils moving individually of each other. Her very presence is making them dance. She has a satchel on her side, and her hands are clasped in front of her like a prayer motion, and she's slowly walking towards the church while guards run around in mayhem. What are you doing?
I think I'm blowing off the meeting with my pastel dealer.
All right.
Um.
Is there anyone in our outer circle we would want to know about this? Maybe.
Like Joel.
Can't think of anyone
Joel.
who could.
I mean, is Joel
possibly-
with her?
That's a
What
good
if Joel's
question.
with her?
You don't see Joel in the carriage, or he doesn't step out.
Okay. And like, has anyone noticed Anna's like not around? Like,
Well,
Sad.
you, Anna, and Lily, like Florence, Lily, and Anna are now charging, and Felicity are now charging up through the basement of the church, like running past some guards and like trying to just escape, right? You're trying to get out.
Mm-hmm.
So like
Yeah.
people notice, but they're distracted by like, you know, the guard that was missing its face, and like Ophelia's arriving, and like they were trying to subdue Anna, so like cleaning up from that, and like it's a comedy of like these various distracting things.
And I guess Esther's just gonna try to walk straight into the church.
Like behind Ophelia's carriage, like right behind her. Like, what are you doing? You could
Well,
also just wait at the cafe if you want.
No, I'm gonna have to get my pigments some other day. No, I think a little distance away, like waits a little bit and then just tries to walk right in.
Okay. You can see two guards focused on Ophelia. As you do so, you walk behind. They're focused on her. Her back's to you. She stops as you cross into the church grounds. The second your foot touches into the church grounds, she pauses and then slowly turns around to look at you. She narrows her eyes. Esther Paleheart, if I'm not
Ophelia.
mistaken. She gives like a slight smile. What are you doing here? Have you come to confess your sins?
Not quite. Let's say you and I have ourselves a conversation.
I would love that. She turns to look back at the church doors and then looks at the two guards and she says, please make sure this mess is cleaned up by the time I get back. They like nod and like run off. She takes a few steps forward towards you, Esther, and says, I heard that my ward is inside the church this very moment. She was captured, involved in some horrendous activity. Something I assume you put her up to? She like raises her eyebrows and like looks at you.
I think you're quite mistaken as to who is putting Lilith to anything.
Are you nervous? She reaches forward and like puts a hand out and touches your cheek. I think you're shivering.
I think I bat her hand away the moment it gets near me.
Yeah. You like slap it away and she says, so hostile? There's no reason to be so standoffish. We're just talking, aren't we?
Keep your distance, Verdanthe.
Why? She takes a step forward towards you. How are you going to stop me? And you feel like the vines and plants like dance behind you. You hear like the groan of plants emerging from the earth as they like slither towards you along the ground. I'm sick and tired of you lot running me ragged, killing my personal friends, keeping my love away from me. It's time I put the lot of you in your place. And you slipped up, she shrugs. It gives me a perfect chance to deal with you.
Ophelia, I can't do anything about your presence. Except, perhaps, give them just enough time.
What are you doing? Are you doing anything when you say that, or?
I think I just, like, grab her wrist and I just look into her eyes and, that's it.
Okay. As soon as you grab her wrist, you feel it, Esther. The strength, the power radiating off of Ophelia. You realize in that instant that Ophelia isn't just a person. Or really, this Ophelia isn't just a person. It's a relic. You're holding on to one of the most powerful relics you've ever felt. The sensation runs through you like an electric shock.
Oh.
Oh, well then that's fantastic.
Is it?
Oh, yeah, that's perfect.
Why is that?
Um, I think I embrace her and uh I think that's what it looks like. So far as what people see, I think that's all they see.
Okay.
And then I think I'm gonna try to use my abilities.
To do what?
I think I'm trying for some sort of performance art.
Or what are you doing specifically to her?
I think I'm trying to make just like a really good scene.
All right. We'll deal with that in a moment. We cut back to Florence, Lily, Felicity, and Anna charging up the church stairs. You all come emerging out of the basement, out of the prison cells, and get back up into the main cathedral, the High Verdanthi Church, and you see 4 guards charging right for you. What do you do?
Great. Really wish I had Killer Heart at this moment, but I don't.
I mean,
so.
I'm still, well, hold on. I'm still dressed as a soldier.
Mm-hmm. You
So
are.
would it be instead of us all running up, I think it would be much better if I had them in a disguise, like a not perfectly latched, handcuff. Like they're handcuffed, but I haven't latched it
Okay. So the
situation. So it's more of that we're deceiving, not running.
Okay, that's fine. But here's the thing: you've essentially collapsed these 3 prisoners, and then you're like leading them up. So like this is gonna be tough because you're gonna have to spin the fact that you're like leading these prisoners up away from the cells they're supposed to be in. But that's fine. We can do that. Go ahead and roll deceive. I'll roll the guards' will, and I'm gonna give them +1 because there's so many of them.
And can Florence help me because she's
Yes.
part of the deceive?
Yeah, if Florence has deceive at least 1, they can help you. She can help you.
I have Deceive.
Okay. Cool. Let's roll. Oh!
So good.
Jeez.
So with my
Jeez.
+1, it takes it to 4, and with your +1, it takes it to 5, which is
That's
just enough. So the guards stand there. They see you there, Lily, holding these 3 prisoners. They look at what they think are their bound hands, and they say, "Oh, thank the Verdant you caught them. Hurry, we have to get them back down into the cells. Lady Ophelia's here."
Out of my way! I'm on special orders.
They move out of your way. All
I
right.
try to look as pathetic as possible.
Get back to the front gate. We can't let this happen. Ophelia's on the premise. Oh, do I know that?
They just told you. So.
Yes. Ophelia's on the premises. We need to be on our best behavior. Do not let something like this happen again. Get back to your stations immediately.
They like nod in the confusion. They like nod and they run off. You march Felicity, Florence, and Anna out the front doors of the Verdanthi Church. By this point, a small crowd has gathered outside, and you see that a couple of people are whispering to each other just outside the church gates. They're like saying, "That's Iverd and Ophelia. She's right there." And Esther, you have pulled her into your arms and have embraced her. In a moment of surprise and shock, you feel her body tense up. You hear the plants rushing up behind you. In this instance, what do you do?
I whisper the phrase like, "I won't let you have her," and I think I make a dramatic scene. I make a work of art.
All right, it's gonna be crafts versus her will. Go ahead and roll.
And what if we were to roll this next time when I had fate points?
No.
All right, here we go. Oh man.
Oofa doofa. Well, so you twist. You try.
Wait, hold on. Question.
Uh-huh.
I do have a free invoke of Tools of the Trade.
Oh, you do.
Mm-hmm.
That would tie it.
Mm-hmm.
Or you could reroll.
The insults never stop.
Look,
And
I'm just a gambler.
I'm just a gambler.
I'm desperately trying to think of how Tools of the Trade could possibly apply to this scenario.
I definitely think it's possible.
Mm-hmm.
Team, I need your help. I need the help of my friends.
Okay.
How?
You're making performance art, and you've got it on your outfit, and the vines of Ophelia's magic are like rushing towards you, and you're like using everything. Your body is your tool, and you're using your body to put on a very like beautiful dancer like display, and you kind of like twist the both of you around, so it's like almost like you're dancing.
GM?
I
Do you
mean,
think?
yeah, sure, I guess. Yeah, that works.
I'd like to have a +2 so that I may tie.
Okay. We need to make another roll then for the consequence. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to roll her crafts, which is very high because she's a proficient alchemist. And you're going to roll athletics. And then we're going to see what happens.
Okay.
Oh, fuck.
Oh my god.
That's brutal. That's just mean.
Not when I roll like that. Oh, it wasn't enough anyway. Okay. She succeeds with style. So as you twist her around, and Lily, you see this, Felicity sees this, Florence sees this, Anna sees this, you all break out of the church just in time to see this. You see Esther twist Ophelia around. Now, Esther, assuming you had won this previous crafts roll where you were twisting her into a great scene, you gotta tell me specifically, what do you do to Ophelia? Like, what happens to her?
I mean, I think I was just trying to do the exact same thing that I always do with any great work of art. I neutralize the relic.
Okay. All right, sounds good. So you twist Ophelia around, and you spin her in a way where this dance occurs. You catch her hand, and then everybody watches as this like black ichor travels down Ophelia's wrist, like black blood flowing into her veins, and then her skin cracks and breaks and then turns into tree bark. You all watch as like her face begins to like materialize into tree bark, her hair turns into grass and plants, it gets brushed back. 2 fireflies alight on her eyes, and then they fly away, leaving her eyes behind, and she slowly cracks and breaks and freezes into place, creating the image of a perfect tree, a crooked, gnarled plant, like greenery-covered tree here right in the middle of the pathway of the High Verdant Church. It freezes into this tree. Esther, you feel yourself drawing power out of this relic. And it's at that point that you understand, and everybody realizes it wasn't actually Ophelia. Whatever Ophelia can do with her powers, one of them includes creating clones that she can send on missions that have her abilities. And Esther has just neutralized one of these clones. It hardens itself into a tree, stands there, stock still, in the middle of the High Verdant churchyard. Ophelia's previous face is frozen like gnarled roots into the tree itself. And Esther, you breathe out a sigh of relief as you feel this neutralization, and then you feel the bite of a thorn lashing into your ankle. You feel this shudder go through you, and you look down towards your ankle where you can see a faint nick and a thin trickle of blood where the vine has grabbed you when it slithered out of the churchyard. You don't know what happens beyond that. You don't feel any extra pain. You just feel a shudder go through you, and then it's over in an instant. And then you turn and look up, and you see your 4 companions right there in the door to the church. And there's a moment where time stops, and everything hangs in the balance here. As the crowd outside the Verdanthi church is watching you, as you're all standing there looking at each other, as you can hear the sounds of the guards like tromping back up the stairs to catch you, what do you all do?
think we need to bolt our way out of there.
Yeah, I'm gonna switch my disguise to Beatrice.
Okay.
I feel like I should I assume I can do that.
Yep.
So I mean, in utter shock of what was going on with Ophelia and the whole tree bit, it was distracting. However, I'd like to think I at least jumped in a bush to watch the end of it.
Yeah. Yes, you did. And now that you have watched the end
I'm
of
gonna
it,
slither away.
okay. So everybody books it. Esther, you book it.
Yeah, I know I keep saying controversial things at the ends of these sessions, but I feel like Esther should die here.
What?
No. Yeah.
There's nothing in place to kill you.
It was that good Vine.
Why do you want to quit the game so badly?
No, I want to keep playing the game. I just feel that it makes sense.
No, not yet.
Like narrative arc, like
Yet. Stop jumping the gun.
no, I don't know. I think the gun's been shooting at Esther for a long time.
Not
Look, there's going to be consequences of that vine stab, but they won't manifest right away.
Oh, I don't know.
I mean, you tell me if Esther charges in to cover the escape of everyone, and like that's their final scene, like that's all we see. I'm cool with that too.
I just think that would be really cool.
Well, it's your character, Tony. You decide.
I think that should happen. I think that should happen.
All right. Who are you going to play once Esther dies? Felicity?
That'd be cool.
Okay. All right. Is everybody cool with that? Or
I guess.
okay.
I mean, like, what's to say we wouldn't just bring you back?
Oh
Interesting.
God.
Interesting. Very interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's why I'm happy with this either way. Either way, if Esther dies or like gets captured or something and they're out for a while, then it's still exciting. So you tell me, Tony, is that what's happening?
I think that's what happens.
Okay, so then describe it to me. Tell me what happens is like Lily and Florence and Anna and Felicity charge out the door. What happens is you charge in.
I don't think I even charge in. I think I just like am like caught by this vine, and like, and maybe even by the tree that has just occurred here.
It freezes around you.
Like the vein, the roots like strangle you or
Intertwine around you.
Yeah, I think they intertwine around me, and I get like one last look at Lilith running away, and I think Esther just sort of nods and I think passes away.
Wow.
Your last work of art.
It's your last work of art included yourself. How poetic.
Yeah.
You see the tree bark like pulling over your face. It freezes you in place. You're held there. The vine grabs onto you, and whatever it injected into you in this moment, you watch as flowers begin to sprout on your skin, growing out of your skin itself, as they cover up the rest of you that's emerging from the tree, and the four of your companions charge past this pale heart tree as they run out into the church grounds, past the gasping crowd, past the church guards looking on in horror. And that's where we'll end it for today.
Damn. Okay.
That's crazy, guys. I did not expect that session to go that way at all.
Me neither.
I was gonna make it harder for stuff to like happen. Like Ophelia was gonna show up, and then like she was possibly gonna get one of you, but that's cool. I'm totally okay with that. How are we feeling?
I thought we were gonna get an interrogation scene, and I was kind of excited for it, but I like what happened.
Yeah, I was thinking of doing that if like Esther was gonna like wait, but it takes time for Ophelia to get there, or to like rather send one of her clones there. So there needed to be a little time where Esther could take action. But yeah, that's cool.
Oh, my
That was exciting.
my poor pigment dealer.
Definitely the person who lost the most during this episode. All right. Well,
And the lady with the art.
yeah. What's Franny Beckett gonna do now that her prime artist has died?
Yeah, I leave that up to you all.
All right. Well, thanks for watching, everybody. That was wild. Good job, everyone. Super happy with how that turned out. Hope the players are too. And yeah, do my players have anything they want to shout out before we close out today?
You can see Wendy and I playing fun dating sims here on Twitch soon with a special new guest. That'll be fun.
Oh, sweet.
I forgot
That'll
what
be
it is, but
insane.
that's soon. Yeah.
It's on Thursday.
Ooh,
Heck yeah.
might have to tune in for that. Tony, you got any admonitions or suggestions for the audience?
I just think it's important to try to read regularly in your life. I think it really enriches the mind.
All right. Okay, sounds good. Well, with that, I'm going to go ahead and send a raid out, everybody. Thanks for joining today, and we'll see you next time.
Peace out, Girl Scouts.
Bye-bye.
Toodles.